Hello student, welcome to social science class once again. I was discussing chapter 4th. So today also I shall continue the same chapter, and in the last class we have discussed that the retaining of power by the Badan Chandra, and he became prime minister with a new designation. So Mantri Barfukan, and with the help of the Burmese, okay, so he retained his power and Chandrakanta Singh was restored. Now we will see the Burmese invasion of Assam 1819, and earlier in the last class, so I was discussing Burmese invasion of Assam 1817. Today I shall continue. It is 1817. So after a return of the Burmese forces, so Badan Chandra, he retained power and he became the prime minister of Assam. And after retaining power, so then what he started? So he started his full-fledged atrocities on common people, his brutal atrocities and torture on common people. So as a result, what happened? So the mother of Chandrakant Singh, so Numali Rajma, she hatched a conspiracy to assassinate or to kill Badan Chandra, and as a result the task was given to Rup Singh. So Rup Singh was he was a Subedar, and Badan Chandra, he was assassinated. But then the earlier Buragohai, the Purananda Buragohai's son Ruchinath, in the last class we discussed that Ruchinath, so Purananda Buragohai's son, so when he became Buragohai, so Ruchinath Singh, after accepting defeat, so he fled to Guwahati, and after assassinating Badan Chandra Fukan, so he was called to Jorhat, but he refused, and he had no confidence on Chandrakant Singh, and it was because of Badan Chandra Fukan, it was because of Chandrakant Singh and Badan Chandra Fukan, because of these two persons, so he was defeated by the Burmese, and he also lost his father because of these two. So as a result, what happened? So Ruchinath Singh along with Brajanath Singh and his son Purandar Singh advanced with an army towards Jorhat. But Ruchinath Singh also sent an army under Luku Dekafukan. But Luku Dekafukan, under his command, so Ruchinath Singh army, so under Luku Dekafukan, under his command, so Chandrakant Singh, he was defeated by Ruchinath. Luku Dekafukan was also killed, and what Ruchinath then did, so he proclaimed Brajanath as the new king, but unfortunately Brajanath suffered mutilation. He was considered ineligible for the throne. So, and it was one of the feature that, so the person who have physical defects, either cut mark in the body, or say have no ear, okay, have no one ear, so such person are ineligible for the throne. So Brajanath Singh, he had this problem. Now Brajanath Singh's son Purandar Singh was made king. Meanwhile, Chandrakant Singh, he was defeated, I said, okay, by Ruchinath. So he was caught, and his right ear was slit in order to disqualify to become king once again. Now then what happened? Assassination of the Badan Chandra and overthrowing of Chandrakant Singh from the throne made a very turmoil situation in the internal politics, in the internal royal politics. So as a result, what happened? So the Burmese once again got the opportunity to invade Assam. And in the year 1819, so the Burmese king sent an army, so under general named Alamingi, to avenge the death of Badan Chandra and to restore Chandrakant Singh. Now, the first engagement between Ruchinath and the Burmese army so took place at Pulapani Sika near Janji River. After initial success of Ahom army led by Ruchinath's brother Jagannath Dekial Phukon could not push back Burmese army, and as a result, so Ruchinath Singh and the Purandar Singh, Brajanath Singh's son, Purandar Singh and the Ruchinath Singh, Ruchinath Borgohai, both were defeated by the Burmese army, and Chandrakant Singh was again restored on Ahom throne. Now, then what happened? So, Chandrakant Singh, he became puppet, and he was a tutelage ruler, and practically the province was ruling by Burmese. So Ruchinath, then what happened? So he took shelter in the British occupied territory in Bengal. Alamingi returned back to his mother country, and by leaving a body of Burmese troop under so Mingi Maha Tilwa to help Chandrakant Singh to administer the province. Burmese king sent troops under commandship of Alamingi. After defeating Ruchinath and the Purandar Singh, they left for their home country, and troops and the forces they kept in the Assam province to help Chandrakant Singh, and that under Mingi Maha Tilwa. It was the second phase Burmese invasion. Now we will see the next Burmese invasion. Burmese invasion of Assam 1821 AD. So when Chandrakant became king again with the help of Burmese troop, so he started taking the revenge on Purandar Singh and the Ruchinath Borgohai by punishing their supporters, those who supported them. So all they were punished. So at one point of time, Chandrakant Singh, he was fed up with Burmese troops torture on the common people, and there means too much interference in the internal politics. So once Mingi Maha Tilwa left for his home country, so Chandrakant Singh, he started preparation to construct a fort at Jaipur, and this fort will prevent the Burmese way into Assam. Meanwhile, the Burmese king Bodapaya, he also died, and Bodapaya's grandson became the king of Burma, and his grandson was Bagidao. His grandson was Bagidao, who was very cruel. Clear? Now, when he got the information about the construction of fort, so he was very much furious. So Bhagidev, he was the grandson of this Bodapaya, the Burmese king. When he got the information about the construction of fort at Jaipur to prevent the Burmese way into Assam, so he was very much furious. So then what he did? So he sent an army under Mingi Mahatilwa again to Assam in the year 1821 AD. So Mingi Mahatilwa came with his troops and they started fighting, and as a result Chandrakant Singh, he fled to Guwahati. Burmese army again, they started their atrocities on the common people, helpless, defenseless common people. So as a result, what happened? So Chandrakant Singh, he also fled. Okay, he also ran away to Guwahati. So as a result, what happened then? So Chandrakant Singh, he was called for the throne by the Burmese army, but Chandrakant Singh refused to come. Now then what happened? So when he refused to return back to Assam, so the Burmese king, they installed whom they installed? So they installed Jogeshwar Singh. Jogeshwar Singh was installed by the Burmese, and this Jogeshwar Singh also puppet in the hands of Burmese army. And Jogeshwar Singh, he was popularly known as Mane Pata Raja. So in the last class I said the Burmese were called in Assam as Man. So here Mane Pata Raja means what? So king installed by the Burmese. Now this way, so it was the third phase of the Burmese invasion and continuation of the Burmese rule and their atrocities on common, helpless and defenseless people. Now when Chandrakant Singh, he fled, Jogeshwar Singh was installed. So both Purandar Singh, the son of Brajeshwar Singh, and Chandrakant Singh, they fled to Bengal. So they took shelter in British territories, and Chandrakant Singh and the both Purandar Singh separately, they started seeking the British help. British was much aware about that the political development of Assam, and they refused to help them. But Chandrakant Singh, what he did, despite this British initial refuse, so what he did, so he enlisted some mercenaries. Mercenaries here means so some hired troops, and as a result, what happened? So he started advancing towards Assam, and so in the battle of Mahagad, he fought the battle of Mahagad, and initially he got a bit victory, but at last, so he could not defeat the Burmese army. And Burmese army also started strengthening the Burmese king also started strengthening their Burmese troop in the Assam province. So it was the Burmese invasion of 1821, and this Jogeshwar Singh rule, the period of Jogeshwar Singh, 1821 to 25 AD. So this period rule, okay, Manardin, Man, the Burmese, okay, Manardin, this period is never referred as Manardin, and the period is known, okay, for unleashing a reign of terror, a period of terror, fear, okay, and the Burmese continued their plunder, atrocities, brutalities on the common people. So then what happened? Now the coming of Burmese occupying the Assam province, all this was because of the Badan Chandra, and somehow some historians are of the opinion that so Purananda Buragohai, he was also fully responsible for this Burmese invasion. It was because of the Badan Chandra that who is held responsible for the Burmese invasion. It was because of his power hungriness. Because of that, he wanted to retain the power, and he did that. It was because of his brutalistic letter. So Chandrakant's mother, who hatched conspiracy, and Badan Chandra Fukan, Borfukan, he was assassinated. Now, this result of the Burmese invasion. 3 mark, 4 mark question directly may come. So, first, the Burmese invasion of the Assam paved the way for the downfall of the 600 years Ahom rule. 122 AD, 1228 AD, by Sukafa, the Ahom dynasty started ruling, established and started ruling on Brahmaputra Valley. Second, in these 600 years, the Ahom rule started its downfall, or paved the way, opened the way for its downfall. Second, though temporarily the Ahom king or the Swargadev came under the tutelage of the Burmese king. We saw Chandrakant Singh, this Jogeshwar Singh. So all the kings, they were tutelage, puppet under the Burmese king. Ahom king had become a nominal ruler. He was, the Ahom kings was the only nominal ruler. The main ruler means practically, so torturing, plundering, all these were doing by the Burmese. Burmese invasion had ruined the, next result is Burmese invasion had ruined the economy of the province. How? Because when they started plundering, torturing, so people became, so the Assamese people became fugitive. So they started running away from the province and started taking shelter in a very safe place. So as a result, when there will be no stability in the province, so economic prosperity will not be achieved. So it was because of that. So the economic condition of the province, it was very much in a very deteriorating condition. Now, next result is perhaps the most significant result. It was the intervention of the English East India Company, because so whenever king, so the Assam king, whenever they used to take shelter in the East India Company territories, so at that time they used to seek the British help. So British got the opportunity, and it paved the way for the British intervention in the Assam politics, and as a result, so the West India Company also captured the Assam province and started expanding their territory. Now we will see the first Anglo-Burmese war. After occupation of the Burmese, after occupation of Assam by the Burmese, so what happened? They started expanding their imperialist, means they continued their imperialist attitude. They started expanding their territory across the region. So what happened then? So by the way, Gwalpada and the Srihatta and the Chattogram Burmese entered the British territory, and British they would not tolerate this imperialist attitude of the Burmese. So Britishers, the East India Company was much aware about the imperialist activities of the Burmese. The company could not afford to remain silent on the disturbance and the excess or the atrocity committed by the Burmese. As a result, what happened? So the entry of the Burmese forces into Cachar made the clash between East India Company and the Burmese king. So the clash between East India Company and the Burmese, so it was inevitable because the Burmese started expanding their territorial suzerainty over the British ruled areas or the territories. So that is why conflict between these two, the Burmese and the East India Company, it was inevitable. East India Company and the Burmese, so conflict between these two, so it was inevitable. So now with full preparation, East India Company took full preparation, and the English forces from the three sides began to pursue and began to attack the Burmese. So from the three sides, how the British attacked the Burmese and the defeated and permanently wiped out the Burmese influence from the region. Now we will see the three sides are British force under the Lord McMurray advance up the Brahmaputra Valley from Gwalpara to Guwahati, and the second force is under David Scott advanced by the way of the Chattogram and Srihatta frontier through the Arakan towards the Manipur and the Jaintia province. The third force under the Sir Campbell advanced by the way, so Irrawaddy river to Rangoon. From three sides, East India Company attacked, and as a result, so the Burmese were defeated. Burmese continued to attack. The East India Company continued to attack the Burmese in the Upper Assam, and the East India Company occupied Nuagaon, Raha, Kaliabar and the other adjoining places. And as a result, what happened then? They also continued, and the few section of the Burmese army was also in collaboration with the Singpos, and they started looting and plundering in the eastern part of the Assam. So they defeated all these the small powers, and the full of this upper Brahmaputra Valley was relieved from the Burmese atrocities by the British. Then what happened? Burmese continued to, the East India Company continued to advancing towards the Burma. So as a result, what happened? English occupied the Burmese town of Yandabu, and when after occupying the Burmese town Yandabu, so then British king, the Burmese king, so he had no option but to conclude a peace treaty, and it resulted signing of the famous Treaty of Yandabu on 24th February 1826. Now, the Aba king or the Burmese king who wanted to conclude a peace treaty, it was after fighting the 4 battles, and these are Brahmaputra Valley, Kachar, Manipur and Burma. So at these 4 different places, after fighting the 4 different battles at 4 different places, so and defeating the Burmese army, so Burmese king, he wanted to conclude peace treaty with the East India Company. Now in this peace treaty, what signed in between East India Company and the Burmese king, so in this treaty, Article 2 of the Yandabu Treaty concerned about the Assam, and according to that article, the king of Burma, he renounced all claim upon Assam. This point is very much important, and would abstain from all future interference with the principality of Assam and its dependencies, Kachar and the Jaintia. Clear? He accepted that under this article 2 of Yandabu Treaty. Now some of the provisions of the Yandabu Treaty we will see now. So the main provisions of the Yandabu Treaty, it is Burmese king had to pay an amount of rupees 1 crore as war indemnity. Whatever the wealth or the money the British East India Company lost in the war, that the Burmese king had to pay. It is called war indemnity to East India Company, and it was 1 crore. The Burmese king had to pay. Now next is British would take over Arakan and Tenasserim. These two provinces would take by British. And the third provision of the Yandabu Treaty, it is Burmese would not be able to interfere in Assam, Kachar and the Jayantia country, and this falls Article 2 of Yandabu Treaty. Burmese also recognize Gambhir Singh as the king of Manipur. These are the provisions that I am telling. Now there would be a British resident at Aba, means Burma, and British too also allowed the king of Aba to station an officer at Calcutta. So this is all about the 5 provisions are there, and while writing, if question comes while writing the provision, then and in regards of Assam, in context of Assam, you are to mention Article 2 of Yandabu Treaty. This one is very important. Now the significance of the Treaty of Yandabu in respect of the British East India Company's interference and taking the full province into their hand, this one is very important, because after signing the Treaty of Yandabu, it paved the way for the British to come into the province and to take a full or to gather full information about the natural resources and all this, that we will discuss in the next chapter also. So, but one thing it was much clear that Treaty of Yandabu, it ended the Burmese atrocities, exploitation and plundering or destruction of Assam economy. It ended. Now the reign of this, the period of terror or the fear, that period was no doubt ended, but it begins with a new phase of British rule in the province. Now after this treaty, so East India Company assumed the control over Assam, and which in turn marked the beginning and expansion of the British rule in the region. This is the full chapter. Earlier I took 1 class and this is the 2nd class. So by these 2 class I have completed this chapter. You read at your home nicely, thoroughly, enjoy this class, and if any doubt is there, you can contact me. I shall help you, I shall clarify your doubt. So how you will contact? So over the phone you are welcome to contact, and welcome to contact every night. I shall clarify all your doubts. So this is all about the day's discussion, and thanks to all.